So don't worry. This has been recorded so you can rewatch it if you need it. So today we're covering a really well, I think it's a really important subject on end to end. It's customizing the marketing calendars that we provide to you and the iPad presentation. I'm going to add the content into the chat now, and we're actually going to use that content as we go along and go through it. So if you want to follow along with me, please do so. All you're going to have to do is log into your Google account when you click to copy. So even just to have them there as an example, it's not a bad idea. I understand if you're on phones and things, you can't do that. That's perfectly fine. So everybody has the ability to unmute yourself and just, if you do so and ask questions, no problem. I like to repeat things if needed, but just remember to mute yourself again when you are finished. And if two people are speaking, just try and not speak over each other. That's all I ask. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Um, and while I do, I'm just wondering, can any of you tell me if you've actually used the marketing assets that we provided, the customizable marketing calendars, the iPad presentations? Have any of you used it? Feel free to unmute, or you can also put it in the chat. I really don't mind which you do. I'll take silence if you haven't, Trisha. Okay, so this content that I'm sharing with you, it's in the chat. It's all in before the before the pitch in that whole content. I've broken it out a bit further here for you. But when I click into these, you're going to see them. So what we did is we created PDFs that have sample marketing plans and calendars for you. And they are literally good to go. You just go into those, you print them off, you download them, sorry, and then you add them to your listing presentation as they are. No problem, both plans and calendars. And then we went to the next level where we created some customizable marketing calendars for you. And I'm going to show you how you will customize those. And that's for, you can either do it after the pitch and you want to customize it for your particular client when you know your dates, when you know exactly what's happening, or if you really want to go the extra mile, and we encourage that, you can do that before you go to the pitch and you can put your logos in it, whatever it is you want. You can still keep it generic, but have your logos in it. And then the next thing we're going to do today is we're going to look at the iPad presentations. Now, in our delivering the pitch, we talk about using iPad presentation, and we give you a script for that to go through your marketing materials, to go through private exclusives, and to basically talk, show your client how tech savvy you are by actually just, using the iPad to scroll through things. We don't use the actual pitch book in our pitches. We leave that behind as a roadmap to everything that we discussed in as a conversation in the pitch itself. So this is like a supplement to that. This is your actual conversation piece. And it's a great way to do it because A, it shows your tech savvy, and B, it keeps you on track. So you don't, you know what's coming up next, because it can be nerve-wracking and everything else. So these are all great tools to use. So I'm going to start with the very basic, which is the sample marketing plans. So this is in before the pitch. Literally, this, I know it's a huge content, but this is literally in before the pitch. And what my hyperlinked down was this here, the sample marketing plans. So we created them for several price ranges, depending on the property you're going to. So for this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ones from 3 to 5 million, and the same here. And I'll do the same when we do the customized one, and the same for the iPad. I'll use that price point. Now, if you are someone who has sells to properties both under 1 million and 1 to 3 million, I recommend you create a master listing presentation and add have one for under 1 million and the other one for 1 to 3 million. That way you have the correct marketing plan, the calendar, the strategy, because obviously, you're going to have a different strategy for different price points. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to click in here. And if you want to follow along, let me know that you're following along. And if you need me to pause while you do this. So then the next thing we do is just simply download it. That's gone into my folder. All my downloads go into my folder called download. You may have your computer set up that it goes to your desktop. It's entirely up to you. And then sample marketing calendar, 3 to 5 million. I'm going to download that as well. And I'm literally going to, that's it. You can't edit these. You can't do anything with them. They're PDFs, they're just simple. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into my agent home. We cover this when we create the listing presentation training, but I'm going to just show you very quickly now. By going in here, I'm going into my pitch. I'm going into my listing presentation. I'm going to use one of my designs that is already there. And I'm looking for a master one. So here it is. It's 1 to 3. I would make a copy and make this 3 to 5. And then literally to add any PDF, you scroll down to where you want it to appear. And you actually want it to appear the page you land on the left. When you add the page, the PDF, it'll appear after that. So I'm going to add page and I'm going to upload PDF. I can drag and drop or I can search. And I am adding my marketing calendar here. And there you go. There's a sample marketing calendar. And then I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to upload a PDF. And I'm going to add the marketing plan. And that's very simple. That's how you use those first, the pre-made, ready to go marketing plans and marketing calendars. There isn't a whole lot to it. It's pretty straightforward. You just get your listing presentation, download them and upload them into it. So the, the next thing we're going to look at here is there any questions on that? Or is that everybody cool with that? Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is customizing the marketing calendars. So when we go in here, and like I said, follow along with me if you want to. So these are customizable, right? So again, I'm going to take the 3 to 5 million and I'm just going to click into that. The first thing you have to do is make a copy. So whatever you do, it's yours. You're not editing anyone else's. It's now yours. You do whatever you wish. You're not affecting anything. It takes a moment. And just, oh, great. I didn't have to do my one login. Yay, me. Okay, so now this looks a little clunky. It looks large and everything else. So first thing I always recommend you do is to go and file and print. So you can see what it's going to look like. So this is what, don't worry about these. These are just margin headings to let you know what it looks like. So this is how it currently looks. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a logo above the compass. So I'm going to cancel this. Very simply choose cancel. I'm going to scroll down to where compass is. Now you won't know it here looking at it, but you know from the preview you just did that this is at the end of the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my logo. Now I've downloaded my logo onto my desktop. So I'm going to insert and I'm going to choose insert image and I'm inserting over the cells. It's very important that you select over the cells because if you select in the cell, it's only going to appear in that tiny little cell there. So we want to go over the cells. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to browse. I'm going to my desktop. I know you guys probably can't see this. So I'm just going to take a logo in there. And there we go. Mine is a lovely octopus garden. And he's not letting me move him. So I'm going to move him here so he looks aligned. Now remember, this is not Marketing Center, so you don't have the pink lines guiding you. You have to use your own eye. So I'm going to use Octo Garden as my logo. I can make him bigger by just drawing those things out or smaller, whatever you want. And again, if that was you and your team, and if you were, it can be whatever photo you want in there as long as it's compliant with the marketing, and the branding for Compass. So you would add your logo there. So that's very simple. So now if we look, I'm just going to go very simply. I'm going to show you what that now looks like. If I didn't like the way it looked, I could just very simply move it up a bit, over to the right a bit, whatever I want. And then if I do file and print again, you'll see it's moved over a little to the right. So it's very simple to add a logo. And if you do nothing else, I would recommend that. And then what you would do is you could literally, I'm going to cancel this, you would file and you would download it as a PDF, which would just go straight down into your desktop and then load into the listing presentation the same way we did the other one. If you don't want to do anything else, if you just want to add your logo, that's what you would do. Now, say for example, we want to add dates. So if we're doing this after the pitch and we know what dates things are happening on, I actually am drawing a blank as to what date it currently is. Today's the 14th. So let's say next Monday is the 20th, okay? Just for example, and we want to put December 20th in here. I just literally click into the box, type in December 20th, and then I do command and return. Command return on a Mac, control return on a PC. And that will give me extra spaces. When I return that, you'll see that's lovely. Now I'm going to do the same one on this one, December 21st. Again, I'm doing command return. At this time, I think I'm going to need 3, but I'm going to leave it at 2 for now. And I'm just hitting return. And you see the way that's, the reason being is that this was 3 lines long. So that I just go in and add another space and it's not behaving. It's not aligning. What can I do? What I can do is I can make this a little smaller. It just doesn't want to behave today, does it? See, that's just not working for me today. Okay, that's the day. It doesn't even matter if it's slightly off. And then you would do the same with this one, December 22nd. You would just play with these a little longer and get them to align up for you. I've messed around with this one too much now. There we go. That's much better. And then this one, you would do the same, December 23rd. And again, as I said, on a Mac, you're doing command return, and on a computer, you are doing control return, and that'll add the dates for you. Now, another thing, you can go into any of these, remove anything you want. They're just Google Sheet. So you can just edit whatever you want in here. If you want, I've heard before people want to do like blocks, like for example, staging the home is going to take 2 days. And then what they do is an easy way to do it is I would go into a blank cell like this and do staging home or staging, leave it at that. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to make it a little bigger. I'm going to center it. And I'm going to give it a background color of purple, a little less purple. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you can make that white if you prefer, just go in there, change it to white if you prefer. And now I'm going to just take a screenshot, just a little screenshot of this, just like that. And that's going to my desktop. So on my desktop, I'm going to create a folder that's called calendar blockers. And then I'm going to rename that screenshot staging. And then again, same thing. If I want to do staging over 2 days, I'm just going to I'm going to insert again, the image again, and I'm going to insert over the cells again. And this time I'm going to browse and just take my screenshot. You would have it renamed staging. And then I'm going to just literally take that where I want it. I can go over 3 days. I can make it smaller. Whatever you want, you can do that. It's really simple to do. You can do it like this. You can make it wider. Really, it's entirely up to you how you want that to look and how you want that to appear. And you could do that for several things. You could do it for moving company. You could do that for open houses. You can do it for anything. You can just create those things, and they're really, really simple. And that then, for example, I'm now going to print this now and show you what it's going to look like. The staging would appear like that. Obviously, you're going to change the background cells. You would remove those. You have your logo. You have your dates in here. And that's how you would customize this. And then literally you would just download it. Sorry, excuse me. File, download it as a PDF. And you click this export. It's gone straight down. And then you would go back into your listing presentation, add the page, upload the PDF, and then literally take it from your downloads and add it in. And that would replace the one you added earlier. You would just take the other one out. You would take that one out. Very simple. So if there's no questions, I'm going to go straight on to the iPad presentations and how we use them and what we're going to use them for. Does anybody have any questions for me on this so far? Are you good? Okay, hunky dory.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Thank you. This has been phenomenal. The only question going into the iPad is why the suggestion for iPad versus another device or tablet?
Okay.
And you don't have to answer that now. I'll learn on the go. I know they're
It
light
doesn't
and they're
have to be an
wonderful,
iPad.
but
It doesn't have to be an iPad.
okay,
You can do
gotcha.
it from your desktop. The reason being is that we always recommend that you have a big iPad because you're going to show things like the collection as a CMA. If you go into before the pitch, we have a whole thing about creating that, and I have training on that too. And so you're going to show
Okay.
that on a big screen. And often it's easier to have an iPad than bring a whole laptop. The other thing is your iPad, you can connect to your roaming. So you can connect it to your mobile phone carrier. So you don't have to ask them for Wi-Fi or anything like that. So you can connect your iPad, go straight in and be working, open up the Compass platform, show them business tracker, you know, because it's the same. You're opening up the Compass app as if you were on your phone.
Right.
Show them business
Okay.
tracker. How cool
Perfect.
is this? We've got all conversations about that. And then you're going to do your collection as a CMA on it. And then you're also going to show them this, what we call it iPad. It's actually Google Slides. So you can present it from your laptop or you can present it from an iPad. Don't present it from your phone. It's way too small. And you want to really...
Oh, no. I was just thinking of a smaller laptop that would be a PC brand like Lenovo or whatever, but not. So that's good to know. I
Yeah,
know
no, you can
iPads are a
totally
lot
do that.
lighter.
But you most likely, I don't know your brand, you most likely will have to ask them for the Wi-Fi password then. But that's not a big deal. They may or may not
Gotcha.
want to
Right.
share it though. That's the only thing, Melanie. They may or may not want to share
Yeah.
the Wi-Fi. So if you're
Okay.
going ready
Perfect. Yeah,
stacked
I
with
was
your
thinking of hooking up on my. Yeah, but this makes total sense. Thank you so much.
you could hook it up to your hotspot and use
Yes,
your
that's what I was
hotspot.
just thinking.
Yeah, you could totally do that.
Right.
It's all about the presentation, right? It's all about look how cool and smooth and sophisticated I am, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we're
Okay.
going. That's what we're
Thank
going
you.
for. And
Yeah, I love it.
you are all that. So yeah, so I just go and the iPad presentation, literally. So on your iPad or your desktop, if you're using your laptop, sorry, not your desktop, your laptop, you're gonna have Google Slides. You're gonna have the you're going to have Google Meet, you're going to have all those on anyway. But if you're using your iPad, you have to download the Google Slides app, and you just log into it using your Compass platform or Compass login. And then I'm going to show you how you literally do it as a slideshow.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. That's what this is for. I love questions. Questions fill me with joy.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm going in, and again, this is in before the pitch, but these are all hyperlinked for you to make life easy. So if you want to bookmark this Google Doc, do that so you have them easy access to them. And so here they are. And again, I have them for the 4 price points. So this time I'm going into the 3 to 5 million. Again, you're asked to make a copy. So which is great because you never have to worry about editing someone else's. It's all yours. It's on your platform. It's on your cloud once you do that. Right, straight up, the first thing I'm going to just show you. If you're on your iPad or if you're doing this on your desktop and you want to show, oh, let me just explain my marketing plan to your client, all you're going to do is click this slideshow and you automatically goes into presentation. Now, you can do it 2 ways. You can just right click this way to paste through them. Or if you go over to the left, you'll see you've got page numbers that you can go forward and back with as well. And this is literally what we're going to be going through today. We're going to edit these. We're going to put your logos on each page. Unless the page is too crowded, like I won't put it on this page. And we're going to look at replacing these with your own pads. So this is the first thing when we go in and edit. We're going to edit this to be your website, your agent page or your website. And and you're going here, you're going to show them all this as you go through it. So to exit, you just hit escape and that takes you back into edit mode. So on the left, these are all slides. You're going to go back and start here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add that logo that I had earlier, and I'm going to put it down here in the bottom right. So I'm going to do insert image, upload from computer. And I'm going back where I was with the others, and same logo I'm going to take in. And here it is, my lovely Octo. And this time I'm going to make him a little smaller. I just want him to be represented. I do have my lines guiding me this time. I just want him to be represented, and I don't need to it to be too big. I just want it there a little bit because there's a lot of content and I don't want it to take away from that. So I can even make it smaller again if I want. Now all I have to do is copy, and I go on to my next slide and hit paste. I don't even have to worry about where I'm going. Now in this case, it's going over my text. So I can decide to move it up there or not do it at all. And for me, I prefer to have them all in the one space. I'll show you why. If I put this up here and I go to the beginning and I go to the slideshow and you're talking through it and you have the first one, then you go on to the next page and it's up here, you'll find that your client may be looking, oh, where's it going to appear next time? Where's it going to appear? It's better to remove it than have it looking funky. So I'm going to go on to the next one and I'm literally doing paste. That's fine. It's not in anybody's way. And every time I just do paste, it takes it exactly where it was on the first page and puts it in. So it's a no-brainer. You just go through them, add them in. This isn't going to work. So this time I'm going to move it just a little bit up. That's not going to distract anybody too much. This one, I'm going to put it in. Beautiful. This one, I'm not going to bother. It's too busy. This one, I'm not going to bother because if I do, oh, okay, it'll work. I thought it was going to be too busy. This one's too busy. I'm not doing it. This one here, you need to put in your website. So whatever it is, it could be Trisha.Barlow, whatever your website is, .com. It could be the Compass one if you want. To get rid of the yellow, you highlight it, click up here and just look for white. And there you go, the yellow's gone. If you have, because I chose the 3 to 5 million, you may have the global featured listing in here. And if you do, fine. If you don't, remove it. Remove these. Oh, excuse me. I meant to choose white. just remove that whole thing. And if it's like this, you can always make it a little bigger if you want to, if you feel that's a little lacking. But if you're going to put your logo in, it looks a little better. So it's entirely up to you. You can make the screens and then you go through the rest of them and you do that. And now when you present, you have your logo automatically there the whole way through. And that's step one of editing these. Step two, step two was putting in your website or the Compass website, whichever it is you're going to use. So step three, I'm going to. So what we want to do, we want to replace these with our own, and these digital ads with our own images. Now, these are ones that you can use these if you don't want to. And again, there's the Mansion Global. If you're using that, you would screenshot that in. Again, I've taken a high price point here. So you can see the marketing is a little different for the higher price point. So for example, if we want to put in our own images, we don't want to use theirs. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use theirs, leave theirs there for a minute and just pull in some of my own. So what you would initially do, you would go into your marketing, you would go into your digital ad. And if you have a digital ad, you go to my ads. I don't have one. I deleted the one I created yesterday. That's fine. You would just take a screenshot of it. That's literally all I do. Take a screenshot of it, that the one you want to use. And remember, you're not going to do this for every single listing. You're going to have this done once. You're going to do this effort once. So not every pitch you go to. You're going to do this once and have your master iPad presentation, and then you can edit it later on if you want to. Again, your client will see this, so you can remove the price point if you want and just leave it as marketing plan, or you can put their name in if you want, you know, or the address in if you want. It doesn't matter, but remember, they're going to see this, so you don't want it to be copy of blah, blah, blah. You don't want that. You want to look professional. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take in an image that I took of a digital ad I had previously. So again, I'm doing the same thing. Insert image, upload from computer. I'm going to a digital listing and I'm going to open it and I'm going to screenshot it down. Now I'm going to make it a little smaller. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use, these are what we call border weights. And I'm going to do 3-point, and you can see I've got a lovely border on mine now. Now I'm going to delete theirs, and I'm going to delete theirs. And I have mine here now. And I could add in a second one. If I had a second one, I literally just insert another image of another digital ad I have, something I really want to show them. And I actually don't have a second one screenshot. So I'm going to just do the same one again to show you. And I'm just going to do that. And I would do the same again. The border's fine. I just add the border. If I want, I did 3 points on the other one. I do 3 points on this one. And you literally go like that. And it looks exactly the same as the other was. Now, it doesn't have this nicely curved edges. Not a big deal. It still looks good. It's still your digital advertising. Now, another point I want to remember, everything should have a complete circle. Your iPad, your pitch book that you leave behind should represent what you're showing them here. So what you can do is take a screenshot of this, okay? And then go back to your listing presentation, because we want everything to be branded, everything to be beautiful, everything to represent what you were doing. So I'm going to go back into that listing presentation, my master one. Here it is. And I'm going to add it as one of my assets. So I'm going to go back down to my marketing section. And I'm going to add a page here. I'm going to add a blank page this time. and I'm going to insert an image, no, my media, but I have to upload it this time because I just took the photo. So I'm just taking that screenshot. And there it is. I'm going to move it down a little, and then I'm just going to add a text that says, oops, let me move this up. Sample digital ads. I can make that a little bigger. Going to make it centered. And then there it is, sample digital ads. You can make that bigger, but you see how it all ties in now? When they look at their pitch book later on, by looking at this, they're going to remember the iPad presentation we had, right? So it's a roadmap back to what we showed them. So they should always complement each other. And and the other thing you can do if you want to, another thing you can do if you want to, and you don't have to, if you want to show examples of your print material, we have open houses and showings here. Again, you can just click these and add in your own images. So again, I'm going to insert image, upload from my desktop, and I would have my own sorry, let me just find it. Own photos of my own properties instead of the ones we have. These ones are stock, so you've no problem using them. You won't be sued for using the ones that we currently have. But I literally just do that, and then I delete these, and then insert another 3 exactly the same way. There's a question in the chat. Trisha, this was fabulous. Are you available for... Okay. Melanie, that's something I have to talk to Chirag about, so I'll come back to you on that. You're not the first to have asked.
Thank you.
No problem. You're not the first to have asked, but I have to clear that with Chirag before I do anything like that. So again, you would add another and another image. It's really, really simple. Insert image, upload from the computer. And you're going again, here's another photo. I don't know what this is because I just have it called photo 2. So it's a surprise for me. And here we go. I'm going to add the border. I want the border to be thicker on it. Make sure this one has the same border too. And then just size it up. So that's now, and you could do a third one. So now you have your own stuff in here. But the other thing you can do, if, for example, you want to show your own print materials, one thing you could import your own open house. So I'm going to insert a postcard. Again, inserting an image, upload from computer. I'm going to choose a postcard that I took a screenshot from earlier. It comes in huge, don't worry. I'm going to lift it over here. And again, I'm putting a nice border on it. I want a thick border, and I'm going to give it 3 points as well. So it really outlines it and it makes it stand out. And that's another thing you can do. And remember, you can duplicate. If you want to duplicate any of these slides and add more, you can do that. All you have to do is come over to the left-hand side, Command C, Command V, and then just add in extra stuff, whatever it is you want to add in there. You just insert the image, upload from the computer. I want to show my brochure. So here's one of my brochures. I'm doing 3 point on that, page 1. And then I'm going to insert an image, upload, and it's another one of my brochures. This is page 2 of my brochure. And I'm going to do, the border came in just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them similar to the last one. just one over the other, make this a little bigger. And then you can leave it as print material, or you can call it brochures, whatever you want. And remember, you then screenshot these and put them in your listing presentation. So everything is a full circle. You've got everything matches. So when they flip through the listing presentation later on, the pitch book, it reminds them of what they saw with you here. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're a little over. That's okay. I hope you all got a lot out of that. Remember, it is recorded, so you can go back and watch it again. And take care. This afternoon is going to be my last training for the year until January, and we're doing Express Docs, print materials and Express Docs. If you haven't used Express Docs, I'll invite you to join me. And and if you just want to come along for the show, come along for the show. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.